Hey everyone, welcome back to another Bitcoin and cryptocurrency video. In today's video we will be discussing Bitcoin, its bull market support band and the current price action. If you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button as it means a lot to me. And if you are a fan of cryptocurrency, I have a cryptocurrency shop where you can shop cryptocurrency products. I'll leave a link in the description down below so you can get a nice discount off your next purchase. So without a further ado, let's begin with the bull market support band and what it is. So, for those who are new to the channel and for those who may not know, the bull market support band is essentially two moving averages, the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA. They are moving averages created to essentially diverse and allow you to understand whether or not an asset class is in a bull market or in a bear market. It's pretty simple. If an asset class, let's say Bitcoin in this instance, is trending above its bull market support band, then you can essentially say that Bitcoin is in a bull market. However, on the other hand, if Bitcoin is trending below the bull market support band or below these moving averages, then you can infer that Bitcoin is in a bear market. Throughout history, this is exactly what has happened throughout Bitcoin's cycles. If I just zoom out and show you again, for example, when Bitcoin is trending above the bull market support band, it is known as a bull market. If Bitcoin is trending below the bull market support band, it is known as a bear market. We go through phases where Bitcoin trends above its bull market support band for a significant amount of time, known as the bull market, and there are times where Bitcoin trends below the bull market support band for a significant time, known as the bear market. There are instances, however, where Bitcoin goes on these short-term rallies where it trends above the bull market support band for some time. These are also known as short-term bull markets, as you will, especially if Bitcoin backtests the bull market support band as support. Conversely, if Bitcoin trends below, there are times where Bitcoin trends below and backtests it as resistance. These are also known as down phases of Bitcoin's run. Yeah? So, be that as it may, where are we today with the current bull market support band? So, the current prices, as you can see at the top of my screen right here, they are between 52.7k and 54.6k, which illustrates a move that is between 24.5% and 26.5%. So, the bull market support band is below Bitcoin by 24 to 26%. Bitcoin would need to drop between those numbers right now if it wants to test its bull market support band and prove itself in the bull market. But as we all know, the bull market support band is created by moving averages, and we know that moving averages are lagging indicators. So what does that mean? Let me just show you a quick example, because this is the best way I can illustrate it, or best way I can articulate myself for you to understand why it's important to understand lagging indicators. So as you can see, this is a weekly chart. The last 5 weeks or so, Bitcoin has been trading sideways. You can see it hasn't moved. You know, we're at the same prices we were at the beginning of March, which was exactly 1 month ago. With that being said, when Bitcoin was trading at all-time highs when it was around 71, 72k, that was at the beginning of March, the week beginning 11th of March 2024, exactly a month ago. The bull market support band then was exactly around 46k, 46 to 47k. However, fast forward 4 weeks, 4-5 weeks, where Bitcoin has been trending sideways and is now at the same prices it was at the beginning of March. Where is the bull market support band now? Well, it is between, as previously mentioned, 52 and 54k. So the bull market support band has essentially moved upwards by around 8,000 US dollars, but the price of Bitcoin has essentially remained the same. That's because if Bitcoin is significantly trending above the bull market support band, Bitcoin can just chill out. It can just chill out and go sideways whilst the moving averages catch up. And that is because if you're taking into consideration, depending on how long the moving average is. So in this instance, the bull market support band is consisted of the 20-week SMA and the 21-week EMA. So it's taken into consideration the last 20 weeks and the last 21 weeks of price action. If we go back to the last 20 weeks, from here, that puts us 20 bars behind, and that puts us to middle of November. So it is replacing current prices with prices that occurred mid-November. And you know, mid-November Bitcoin was at 36k and now Bitcoin's at 71k. So these moving averages are replacing 36k with 71k, hence why the bull market support band is exponentially moving upwards. So, there have been times in the past, and it's worthwhile noting, that since Bitcoin had its elusive breakout moment in mid-October, since this moment right here, where Bitcoin broke out from below the bull market support band, you can see that it has not back tested it at least one time. Not one time since Bitcoin's breakout right here, it has not back tested the bull market support band. Bitcoin got really close to it back in the back end of January, where Bitcoin had a crash from 48k back down to 38.5k. It came close, very close in fact. However, since then, Bitcoin went on another parabolic rally and it has not back tested the bull market support band as support, not once. Is this a good thing? In a way, somewhat yes, because if you do not backtest the bull market support band, that essentially means that you're just rising in price significantly to the point where you're not letting the moving averages catch up to current price action. So the party will just keep going and going and going and going and going until it doesn't. There have been prior times in history where Bitcoin has behaved like it has done so now, where it has not backtested the bull market support band for at least 25 weeks or more. Now 25 weeks is actually a long time, guys. That is essentially half a year or so. Nearly half a year. Next week it'd be classed as half a year, as a year is 52 weeks. Next week would be classed as 26 weeks. So half a year where Bitcoin has not backtested its bull market support band. So there are some examples in prior history where Bitcoin has behaved the same way it has done so now, and 1 year or two that springs to mind is the back end of 2020 and the beginning of 2021, where Bitcoin went on a massive parabolic rally after the pandemic crash. Bitcoin essentially went from this moment right here, I want to say, it went at least 32 weeks without backtesting the bull market support band. 32. That was essentially 7 weeks away from where we are now. But what happened? What happened when it finally came back, or when the bull market support band finally caught up with price action? Bitcoin crashed down to it. It could not hold it as support, and then Bitcoin crashed 50%. 50% it crashed. If we go back to another prior example, back in 2019, where Bitcoin had its nice little mini bull market for half a year. How long was that? How long was that since it backtested its bull market support band? You can see from this candle right here, up until the moment that it finally backtested it, it was 21 weeks. So not as significant as the 2020-2021 run, but nearly as much as what we're going through now. We're currently on our 25th week. So 21 weeks where it did not backtest the bull market support band, similar to where we are today. What happened when Bitcoin finally, or when the bull market support band finally caught up to Bitcoin's price action? Bitcoin essentially dipped and ultimately went down 50%, just like it did in 2021. There are prior examples. Again, in 2013, the same thing happened. If we go back in history, you can see this right here, when Bitcoin went on another parabolic run where it didn't backtest the bull market support band for a significant amount of time. Again, what happened when it finally backtested it? It dropped and went into a bear market. So in 3 prior examples, when Bitcoin does not backtest the bull market support band as support and goes on a parabolic run, it is more than likely that when the bull market support band finally catches up with Bitcoin's current price, Bitcoin will not hold it as support. And when it doesn't hold it as support, Bitcoin then goes into a significant downtrend where it drops at least 30 to 60%. You need to keep that in mind. On the other hand, there are prior examples where Bitcoin does go on a parabolic rally and it does backtest the bull market support band as support multiple times to prove that it is worthy of being in a bull market. Years that spring to mind were 2016 and 2017, where Bitcoin essentially just went into an exponential bull market, and throughout those 2 years, Bitcoin backtested the bull market support band on many occasions. I mean, just look at this. Backtested here, 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 and that was the last touch before Bitcoin went exponential. And it's quite funny because then when Bitcoin went exponential and didn't backtest the bull market support band, the next time Bitcoin backtested it, it couldn't hold it as support, and then a bear market spewed just after that. So what can we infer from this price action then? We can infer that the party can go on until it doesn't. The price can keep going up until it doesn't. But once Bitcoin starts to slow down, once the momentum dies down, that is when to be wary of the bull market support band. As long as Bitcoin doesn't do something like this again, where it comes close to the bull market support band, you're all good to go, and the bull market resumes. But I have a feeling once we get another scare like this, I think the next scare like this actually brings us to the bull market support band, because this bull market support band is moving fast. It is moving fast. As discussed, it is replacing current prices with prices 25 weeks ago, sorry. So the next scare we get, I just feel like Bitcoin's not going to hold it as support, and then a downtrend is going to occur once it doesn't backtest it as support and falls into resistance. That is just my feeling. Bitcoin, yes, it is ranging near all-time highs, but you can see in the last month or so, it is starting to lose momentum. Bitcoin essentially needs to spring upwards now, because if it starts to lose momentum and starts to come back down and there's not much strength, and with that being said, with regards to the strength, Bitcoin has showed immaculate strength since the bottom of November 2022. It's been in an uptrend for well over a year, so the strength could be coming to an end. Bitcoin can't go up forever. If we take a look at the monthly chart, I believe we are in our 8th green monthly candle in a row. That's what I want to believe or want to say. If we take a look, yes, indeed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bitcoin is in its 8th green monthly candle in a row. I mean, just look at this. Since the bottom in November 2022, Bitcoin has just been in an uptrend. So it can't just keep going up forever, guys. I'm telling you, you might want to believe so, but I know so. It never happens. It never happens. This is the first time in Bitcoin's history where it has had 8 green months in a row. And it's hard to believe when it's been on epic bull market rallies like this and like this. So the momentum will soon flush. The momentum will soon die. It's just a matter of time. But when it does come back to that bull market support band, I think it won't be good news. I honestly believe it won't hold it as support because it's just been such a long time. It hasn't backtested it as support, so it's just something's missing, and it tells me that we should be getting some red flags if it does something like this and it comes close to the bull market support band again. If it does, I don't believe it will hold it as support, and then that is when Bitcoin will go in a short-term downtrend for at least a few months, going into the summer and autumn months of 2024. So that is it from me today, guys. I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, and as always, it's been your boy J1 General. Thank you and goodbye.